Yeah, well, I think a lot of things went right. The quarterback was a very talented kid. He came in here. I think he had one interception on the year. Then we picked him off two, maybe three times. Had a turnover, so did a lot of good things running the football. Young kid had another 100-yard day with hose claw, just couldn't get in the end zone. But at the end of the day, you can't kick, you can't win. So offense, defense is great, but we always start with special teams, so we got to get better in the kicking game. We were great at it last week, and it helped us win the game, and we were not so good at it this week, and I mean more specifically making the field goals. They have a really good special teams unit, so I thought everything was equal. Both teams played really well special teams-wise, but we couldn't make the kicks, and that was a big difference in the game.
Coach, sometimes kids get a little excited. Where there's a little more excitement, just thinking about preseason rankings and homecomings. Do you think there were any distractions for the team?
Nah, not at all. We had two penalties and probably one last one at the end. Kid just was a little upset about it, so we'll correct that. But nah, I mean we didn't have a lot of penalties. Kids played hard. We went out there and executed the game plan. Defense played great, but we have 45 kids from the state of Alabama. We have 23 from the state of Florida. So a lot of these kids know each other. I mean, they've been playing each other for a long time. Keon Lewis played high school football with the quarterback. So it's when you have that, it's going to be a rivalry. Guys know each other. They both going to compete. They both want to win, and it's the homecoming, and we're both expecting to win the East and have aspirations for that. And so it's just two good teams that are going to play hard. It's football. It's an emotional sport. It's not tennis. So at some point, these guys are going to get a little bit out of hand, and that's our job as coaches to keep them under control.
What was your message to the team after the game?
Just don't lose twice. I mean, my biggest message was be smart on homecoming night. Like, we lost the game, don't lose tonight. So we know all the distractions, and I'd have had that same message had we won. We all know that it's a lot going on in the city and stuff like that, so I want the kids to be smart, be respectful, be young men, represent Alabama State well, and then the next thing we have to do is work to be Mississippi Valley. Everybody has to get better, including coaches. Everybody made a mistake, including me. Nobody played a perfect game. No coaches didn't call a perfect game, so everybody has to get a little bit better, look inside the room. Everything that we want is still ahead of us. We just have to go out there and get ready and beat Mississippi Valley.
With the parity in the SWAC, just like you said, everything is still in front of you. The teams look really equal. There's no team that's really standing out. So how do you keep the guys focused to understand that?
We stick with the routine. We're about routine. We believe in the stoicism principle of you set a routine and you have confidence in your routine. That's how I played. I lived my life like that. So we're not changing anything. We had a great routine this week of practice. We'll get back into that same routine. And even though the results don't happen the way you want, if you have confidence in your routine, you stick to that. And then you play out there with confidence. So we got a big home game next week. We'll digest this. It's going to hurt. It's supposed to hurt. And part of the process, we don't make excuses. We're not complaining. We ain't asking for nobody to help us out. We're going to go out there and play our very best brand of football, and we got to win one game. So it's a one-game season every week, and I think every team in the SWAC and every coach realizes that. You cannot look past anybody. You have to go out there and try to win one game. So right now, our job is to get ready to beat Mississippi Valley.
Why did you make the switch from seniors?
Well, I just thought he didn't see that play very well. And Key, we wanted to get him in the game. I mean, he's been looking really, really good at practice. I probably wonder who is Kareem Key. And so, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, everybody knows the quarterback situation. It's part of football. I haven't been in one quite like this, but it's part of football. And so Kareem was a kid that came here from minor high school, threw for a lot of yards, went to Point College as a wide receiver and came here as a wide receiver. When the quarterback injuries came, we moved him to quarterback. So he has only had a couple weeks at quarterback, so he doesn't know a whole lot. But a kid that's under control, calm, and in the SWAC, he's a slot receiver that can throw the football. And usually guys like that do well. So we knew that if it got to it, we could put him in the game. And the plan was to try to play him at some time. It just happened in that situation.
On the field goals, was it something with the execution that was off? Because last week you had a very good week. This week, not so.
Yeah, it was field goal kickers. I've never attempted a field goal in my life. So I can't tell you exactly. I mean, we're going to look at it and see, but, a lot of that is you just tell the kid, hey, your next kick's your best kick. That's all I tell them. You got to make the next kick. And the best thing I will say, down by 11, if he doesn't make that kick, the game's over. And so the thought was, well, do we push it to get the touchdown? But the correct coaching move was to take the field goal. And he drilled that field goal. So now, hey, he's 1-0, and that's how he has to look at it. He can't worry about the three that you missed. You got to worry, I made the last one, and I put my team in a position to win. And so if he looks at it like that, then he'll be okay because he's still the same talented kid who made the kicks at Bethune.
Coach, I just want to ask one more question. I spoke to Andrew Body, and he's doing his healing, and he is motivated to doing whatever he can to come back. He's out there motivating the players. How great is it to have a kid with that impact still around that doesn't go away from the program to heal, but stay and wants to encourage the team?
Yeah, I mean, he traveled to Bethune with us. He travels to every game, and he's just a great kid. I told him he'll be a politician one day. We're all going to vote for him. He might be president. He's just that type of kid. Great kid and just a great person more than anybody. So we love him having him as a student athlete. He encourages the young. He started as a freshman too. So he's been in this situation. And I can coach linebackers and coach stuff. It's hard for me to tell a quarterback what it feels like to be a freshman quarterback starting on homecoming. But Andrew Body can. And so he can kind of display that message better than I can. So he's a great kid, and he does a great job of that.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you hanging out with